Hey, what's up, guys? This is Zach coming to you with my impressions on the very newly announced MacBook. Now, the new MacBook, it's really thin. It's said Apple claims anyway that it is 24% thinner than their current MacBook Airs, which, if you know about the MacBook Airs, are very thin. So just imagine this one 24% thinner. But I kind of have, I'm not really sure how I think about the product because it obviously has a great screen and everything, and new keyboards with the butterfly mechanism. I'll explain that later in the video. And it has new trackpad, which I think is really cool with the Force Touch technology. It's really nice. I'll explain all this later in the video, though. But the screen, let's just start with the screen. I mean, it's crazy screen resolution with a 2304 by 1440p screen resolution, which is really good. But their front-facing camera, it's only capable of 480p, which I find pointless because if you're going to have a screen with that high of a resolution, why would you not make that front facing camera capable of, I don't know, maybe at least 720p or 1080p or heck, beats me, I don't even know, 2K if that's possible, but that'd be killer for front facing camera. I just purchased that thing right away. But still, it should be able to produce videos in HD, but they don't, and I personally think that they kind of screwed up there. But other than that, the screen is really nice, and as I said just earlier, that the product is very thin, and with the thinness of the product, there's going to be sacrifices. The sacrifices, to me, they're not really big sacrifices. I mean, they're small, and it's stuff that I can live with, such as the Apple logo on the back with the as it's not going to light up anymore as it does with the current MacBook Airs and the current MacBook Pros. So that's just a small sacrifice that they had to make. It's not a really big one. It's very small. It really doesn't bother me, but you do get a reflective logo like you would on an iPhone or iPod or iPad or whatever. So it's really not that big of a deal. They changed the keyboard, which I find really cool. It's full size, but then again, it's more compact. And they have this it's like new technique, I would say. I want to say technique. No, they built the keyboard in a different way than usual. They now have a butterfly mechanism, which is really cool. Just imagine like a butterfly with like the wings, or it's kind of like this or whatever, kind of something like that. I mean, that's how the keys are kind of made, and it's supposed to help improve typing or whatever. It's supposed to feel more comfortable for the user and the person who's using it. Uh, I think it'd be very good for note taking. Just the computer in general, not because of the keyboard, but just the laptop in general. I think it'd be good for you know college students taking notes and everything because it can't really utilize all those 3 million something pixels that you have on the screen. But it's very thin at its thickest state, which would be in the back. It is 13.1 millimeters thick, which is not bad. It's very thin. It only weighs like 2 pounds, so it's very light, very convenient for travel. The processor, though, that's where it comes in. It has an Intel M processor, and that, I believe, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I believe that that is the slowest processor that they've ever built into one of their laptops, because usually they'll use Intel i5 or Intel i7 core processor, and those are really quick. They're snappy. They're very responsive. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Paying $1,300 for it. I mean, I want the best I can get. And I know they can do better for cheaper because they have before. So why not now? But the graphics are said to be very good, which is great. And I also heard that it's not good for video editing. So if you're going to be video editing, I would suggest getting a different laptop. I'm not saying different brand, but just a different version, like maybe one of the current MacBook Airs or the current MacBook Pros. Get one of those, not the new MacBook is what they call it, just the new MacBook. They redesigned the trackpad, which is really cool. Now it has that Force Touch technology, and it's the technology that's able to tell between the deepest press between just the lightest touch. It's very cool technology. I find it interesting. It doesn't move. That's the thing. Like, it doesn't click or whatever, right? It feels like it, but it really doesn't. Just, it gives you that illusion. So you're like, whoa, it clicked, when really it didn't. It was in the same spot the whole time. But it is fanless, so it would be very quiet. You wouldn't hear a thing at all, which is great. But another thing that really concerns me is the fact that it only has one USB port. That's USB Type-C. So therefore, having only one USB port means you're going to have to spend a lot of money in cables, adapters to be more specific. You're going to have to get one for, HDMI or VGA or power display port. You're going to have to get so many different ones. You're going to be spending, what would you say? Like a cable would be like at least $80. But then again, there's going to be third-party companies who are going to be making those as well, most likely. I hope they do, for cheaper cost. But either way, it's the fact that you have to spend more money than you really need to. I mean, that could be a problem for some people, but really for me, the one port isn't really going to bother me, since I don't really do much with USB unless it's, one flash drive and just uploading files or whatever. But if it's not good for video editing, I wouldn't get it because I want to get into that. So that's a no-go. But if I were to get it, I would get it in the gold variant, because they have three colors now. They have the gold, silver, space gray. I mean, the silver, it's normal, it's nothing new. But the gold and space gray, those are new, and I would be that guy to get the gold. So, I mean, space gray looks cool, but I like the gold better. It just looks more luxury. Looks more like a luxury item. So I'm gonna be getting that. So I may be getting that. I want to say I am, but I may be. For $1,300, you're getting a slow processor. Well, the slowest they've put into a laptop anyway. But I mean, other than that, it's really cool. I mean, it's very thin. It's fanless. The everything's smaller. They say you're gonna get all day battery life for it, which I hope is true, but it's most likely going to be just as much as the other ones, where you get 9 hours of web surfing and 10 hours of video playback. So that's probably just going to be standard. I mean, that's perfect for me. I could at least get maybe 2-3 days out of it, maybe more, maybe a whole week, since I don't really use my laptops all that much. That's why I sold my previous one. But yeah, it's really cool. There's also, other version that you could get for $1,600, $300 more. It's said to have a faster processor and double the storage. So, I mean, if you're not wanting the other one with the slow processor, you can, spend $300 extra and get the $1,600 version. So that about sums it up. Told you pretty much what I think about it. I think it's cool, but I think it could be better. I'm not going to get it. If I do get it, though, I definitely will take a do a video, do an unboxing, review it all and everything, and I will upload that if I do get it, but I don't think I will. I don't think it's worth it. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it, mixed emotions, sort of, kind of, you could say that. But yeah, they could have done better. They easily could have. It's Apple. They've done better before. I don't see why they didn't now. I just really wish they would bring those three color options, the gold and space gray, to all their newer MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros. So yeah, tomorrow I will be uploading a video again, not about the new MacBook impressions, but I will be doing one on the Apple Watch as well and talk about how I feel about that and everything. So definitely, if you're really wanting to see that, definitely stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll leave a link down to my latest video, or my last video, down in the description, along with details and everything, and my Twitter account. You can go and follow that at TechmanZach. I'll leave a link in the description below, obviously, and I'll put more details about the MacBook in there as well. So if you're wanting to read up on that, I'll put a few intelligent things in there for you to read and enjoy. Peace.